Happy Tuesday, everyone. Hope you're having a beautiful day. I am super excited about this video because this is probably what I do best, and that is how to be a wall at the kitchen, probably because I train so much on the wall. So what I'm gonna go over in this video, it's gonna be really quick, but essentially I want to teach you guys how to be really confident when you're at the kitchen and someone's about to hit a drive at you or someone's about to hit a fast ball at you. So I teach a lot of 3-0 to 3-5 clinics, and one of the things that I hear a lot of people being afraid to come up here is because they're a little bit afraid of fast balls coming at them, and we're a bit more exposed up here. So they're like, okay, I don't want anyone hitting fast up here because I'm scared. So they come back here and they think they're buying themselves time and they're a little bit safer. But ultimately, you're probably gonna lose the point if you're gonna be hanging out back here. So I wanna equip you guys on a few tips that really helped me to be rooted up here and confident up here. And essentially, I'm gonna train you how to be a wall up here. So once you're up here, someone's hitting a fast ball at you, you're confident just to block that ball. And the first progression I'm gonna teach you is what I call a block volley. And that is essentially what it sounds like is I'm just gonna block the ball. So let's start this up and see how I do it. So I see the ball is about to come at me. Notice how I didn't move at all, but I stood my ground and I let my paddle do the work. So this is a block volley. This is the first, wow, that is loud. This is the first progression, is I'm not giving anything, I'm not punching, I'm not swinging. All I'm doing is I'm keeping my paddle here. And if your wrists aren't too strong, what you can do to start out is you can put your other hand behind like this, just to really ingrain that all you're doing is blocking, okay? Your balls aren't gonna go super deep. Your balls are gonna be a little bit shallow, but that's okay. That's our first progression, is I just want to train your mind to feel comfortable out here. And this ball machine is hitting fast, spinny drives at me right now, but I'm not backing up. I'm simply standing my ground. Use this other hand if you have to really get that muscle memory in that, hey, ball coming fast, let me just block it right here. Boop. Again, let's do that boop together. Boop. Okay, so we don't have to overcomplicate this part. So first, we're gonna master the block volley, because what I'm gonna teach next is actually gonna chain on that, and that's called a punch volley. So this is kind of like the second level, and I'll show you a little bit of what a punch volley looks like. That's a punch volley. So it starts off as a block, except right before, and the timing is key here, is right before the moment of contact, I'm giving a little bit of a shove. But essentially, notice my body weight forward, paddle in front. Essentially it's the same thing, except all I'm doing is adding a little bit of a punch. And what that does is it helps my ball to go a little bit deeper. So again, this is a scenario where me and my partner, we're at the kitchen, we have a huge advantage, and my opponents are just driving balls at us. I don't want to make a mistake here. If I can either block or just punch and shove that ball back to them, oh, then I'm in a huge advantage. I'm not sweating here, I'm chilling right here, look. They're the ones who have to keep running around. So when I play against bangers, I'm actually quite happy because I can do this. Me and my partner, we're covering the court together. They're hitting fast at us. I'm just gonna shove it back at them, right? So this is what I want you to get really comfortable with. Start with that block. As soon as you get comfortable with the block, try this punch volley, okay? Boom, right there, right there. All right, so I moved the cameras around a little bit to give you guys a few different angles, but now I'm gonna talk about what you probably see on TV, what the pros do. And what they do, because they've mastered timing really well, is they will go for more of a roll volley or sometimes even a flick. If you're a beginner or intermediate, I recommend you mastering the block volley first before trying these, just because when we start incorporating movement into this and my opponents are hitting really fast, a lot could go wrong if we don't time it really, really well. Even for myself, I'll typically reserve my flicks or my backhand counter attacks if they give me a slightly slower ball and I have a little bit more of a luxury to put a little bit more hot sauce in my shots, But in general, I'm gonna keep this part pretty short because I think this is more reserved for a bit higher level players. So let's start this up and see how this looks like. All right, here we go. So this is me giving a little bit more. This is more of a counter, a little bit swingy. And you see right there, there's a lot more that could go wrong. I'll typically only do these if the ball is a little bit higher or a little bit slower. All right, so the nice thing about the swing volley is I can really angle the ball and hit the pockets of the court. So these I could definitely counter a lot harder, and I could really penetrate these balls and hit deep. Again, these are a little bit riskier, so I wouldn't do this all the time. Sometimes you'll hit these and you'll be like, oh my God, I'm the best player ever. It feels really good. Like that one, that was like a corner pocket. But again, use caution when you hit these because if they're hitting fast, I don't want to hit too fast, otherwise I'm gonna do something like that. So just for your reference, let's see the differences between each shot. So I'm gonna hit 3 blocks, block, okay, so that landed about mid-court, block. These are very, very easy to do. Very, very reliable. Beep. All right, now I'm gonna show you what it looks like with a little bit of a punch. So now it's going like past mid-court. I know you can't really see that, but it's going a little bit past mid-court. Beep. So it's just a little bit of a punch. One more. Boop. Okay, so that's a punch volley. Now that's a roll volley or a swing volley where now I'm using my deltoids and I'm doing, oh, ball machine, you getting scared? Oh my gosh, yeah. So now I'm using a little bit more muscle. You can even use 2 hands. I'm working on this one, is 2 hands up here. This is a little bit more challenging, but even then, I don't recommend a big backswing if they're hitting fast, because then you could do that. You could mess up. So my recommendation is 99% of the time, I would recommend a punch volley, to be honest, because it's very consistent. You can even do punch volley on the forehand side. Say I'm standing here in the game and they hit to my forehand side. You can apply the same exact concepts. Is go for a block volley first. So here, block, I'm just blocking in front of me here. I pretend like I'm a soccer goalie and this kitchen line is like my goal that I want to protect. I don't want this ball to go past the kitchen. What I mean by that is I don't want to hit here. Sure, I hit that ball, but now I'm hitting past the kitchen, and just look at my body language. Pop that ball up, it's gonna get smashed at me. I don't want to do this. Instead, I want kind of my paddle inside the kitchen because I don't want the ball to go past the kitchen. If it's past the kitchen, it probably means I'm back here or I'm leaning backwards. Whether it's forehand or backhand, try to stick your paddle into the kitchen so that I can simply just be a wall from in here. Beep, right? And what a punch volley might look like on the forehand side might be something like that. Why just give it a little spank? Beep, give that a little spank, and it's gonna be the same effect as a punch volley. And if you really wanna crush the ball, I think we might be running out of balls. Oh, one more. Nope, we're out. Yeah, we're out. So if you really want to crank and punch those balls on your forehand side and go for oh my God, okay, there's still one more in there. You should definitely be mindful that more can go wrong if you are swinging. Okay, I'm gonna stop this thing before I lose an eyeball. All right, so I know this is probably a bit of a longer video, but I hope these little volley tips are useful for you. In my opinion, getting comfortable at the kitchen and not being afraid of fast balls is probably the #1 thing that's holding back a lot of 3-0 to 3-5 players from becoming a much more confident and able player. So hope you guys like this video. I do want to give a shout out to Titan Ball Machine. I'm not sponsored by them yet. Titan, if you're watching this, please sponsor me. I love you guys. As always, guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for supporting the channel. I'll see you guys in the next one.